The Huffington Post pressured an independent developer into censoring their game Sniper 3D Assassin after it was featured in a level that the player had to assassinate and kill a journalist within the game that was bribing a police officer and feeding false information to him. And as you can see here on the Huffington Post's website, game asked players to kill journalist, make him famous in a different way. Now it says straight up that a game was featured on Apple devices and on the gaming platform Steam included a mission that asks players to gun down a journalist. First of all, this is one level out of the game. This game is not focused around this being like the main part of what you are doing within the game. This is just one level out of many different various levels within the game. And I do want to point out that this game, Sniper 3D Assassin, is from 2014. This game is 5 years old. First of all, before we even read any further, now that you know how old it is, why did they even publish this article? Why did they publish an article like this? Do they have nothing better to write about? This is not a new game, this is not a recent game, and this is also a game that does not focus and is not centered around this one specific type of gameplay or type of storyline. It is one level within the game. They are so offended by one game that is pretty unknown. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the developers and the creators of the game, but this game is unknown. I had never heard of this game before this. Most people that are hearing about the situation did not even know what this game was. So the article goes on to say the revelation was shared Saturday by New York Times journalist Jamal Jordan, who said in a tweet that his nephew showed him the game Sniper 3D Assassin. The game is free to play and can also be accessed through Amazon, Google, and Microsoft app stores. This is where the first problem and the main problem comes in. My nephew is 10, and we had a very long talk afterwards. This is not a game for 10-year-olds. Why is your 10-year-old nephew playing this game? Why did he have access to this game? This is the problem, and this is a large problem that we have seen in the gaming industry, is that people always say it is not appropriate for children. Children are not supposed to see these type of games, this type of content. And yes, I agree. A 10-year-old should not be seeing this type of content. They should not be playing a game like this. But as a parent or an adult, you should not be allowing access to these types of games to your children and even your nephew. And if your nephew is playing it, obviously he had access to a device that was not parental locked. This is why parental locks exist. This is why many devices, cell phones, game consoles, this is why these type of programs and features exist. Parental lock it, make it so that they cannot access these games, because you are calling for censorship now, in a second you will see, of a game that is meant for adults to play. You are frustrated that a 10-year-old got to play it. Maybe you should use those features of parental locks to your advantage. And after this had happened, they had actually emailed and messaged the developer that created this game and the company that created this game, and they are using their power and influence to get this level removed from the game, and it did get removed from the game. And this is the problem, is when you email, they say that they emailed to inquire about more information. No. You know that you want this level removed from the game. So this happens very, very often in the gaming industry. It's not new. Companies and websites like Kotaku email and want to have more information and inquire more, yet what they want censored ends up being censored, and that is a problem. You know, these smaller developers do not have the resources and do not have the fan base to compete against what your fan base is. Obviously, if many journalists are upset over this, they are going to remove it because they know that they cannot fight back against this many journalists, and that it will become a problem for them, and that they will eventually need to censor it. So they might as well not bring bad press to themselves and just censor it straight off the bat. Not all developers can hold their ground. They are small and more susceptible to threats from organizations like the Huffington Post, from larger game journalists, and from larger organizations in general. And you know that. You are using that to your advantage to get this game censored. This kind of censorship has been a very persistent problem in the realm of gaming as of lately, but still it is not okay for censorship to exist like this. When journalists and people in general feel that they have power in situations like this and that they can get something censored, it becomes a problem, because then many people feel like they can get something censored because they disagree with it. People need to realize that this is fictional. This is a fictional setting and fictional characters in a fictional world. This is not meant to depict or actually mimic anything that has happened in real life. It is one level in one single game, and I'm sure now that someone will make a game specifically about killing journalists because of this situation, because they want to prove that this type of stuff exists and games can exist even if you like it or you dislike it. But that is all that I had to talk about today, you guys. It's unfortunate that this game actually received censorship. Even if it is not a large game or a known game, it is still a game that has received censorship because someone found one specific part of it offensive and did not look at the bigger picture and did not realize, well, maybe we should cut it some slack because this is not what the game is fully about. But that is all that I wanted to talk about today, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and of course, if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either which way, but I hope that you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys again really soon.